let this message just be what it needs to be. Let us surrender to the messages that want to come forward for our highest and greatest good. And so it is. So happy if you're here. Refusing to see and reach out. Opportunity beckons. Success and growth. Yeah, so you're a kind of person that has made it hard to reach out to people because you've had to do everything, a lot of things on your own, and it's very rare when you can rely on someone and probably have been stabbed in the back because you have chosen to be vulnerable and rely on someone. And it makes it very hard to believe in the opportunities that you want to see in your future. But as a collective, we're working on this together. We're waking up to our discernment on who we trust. And that comes with a lot of, trial and error and a lot of painful realizations, a lot of brutal awakenings. And sadly, that's where we are in the collective. It's really hard to rely on people. Yeah, sadness and isolation. But this is a perfect example of what I'm feeling. The sadness and isolation coming from being betrayed is wanting to be put to rest. I feel like we and you have had to go through these moments so many times, but this karmic lesson is over. And so I think that there might be something that comes into your future that feels like it's just another lesson again, but truly we've made it out. We've made it out. So if you're here, that shit is done. You made it out. It's over. So whoever you reach out to at this point truly is going to help you be on your throne, to help you see your truth, to help you feel like your most authentic self. So there's no more fear that should be, stuck in these root chakra points that it might happen again. I truly believe that whoever's here has made it. Of course, there's going to be shitty people in the world. There's going to be it's just going to be, we're always still going to have discernment, and there's still going to be people that try to take advantage of us, but I don't think there's going to be such deep rooted relationships that have to come into your life that are karmic anymore. I think we are on a new wavelength because opportunity beckons, and you've been fighting for this opportunity to come, and then we have success and growth. You've been fighting for this for a very long time, and fighting in the way that is a positive fight. It just shows that you are a warrior, you are a badass, you really have been fucking doing the work, the internal work, the shadow work, in order to create this opportunity for yourself. So this is just a message of positivity that you really did do it. All this shit that you fucking have actually had to go through and almost abusively have to be a part of has reached its ending. You made it through a huge threshold. The success and growth truly wants you, and your guides want you to have it. And what you believe, I just saw here, daydreams and decisions. This is not just, the visions that you have for your future aren't just daydreams. They're not just bullshit. They truly are what is in your future. You made it. Like, there's just this level of, don't go back into the fear-based mindset. Don't go, if it does come up, because of course it will, just have the reassurance in yourself, have the strength, like knowing that this is no longer your reality. You really did make it through a karmic lesson, a deep one, a big one. It's over. It's fucking over. Those people can't hurt you anymore, and that type of person won't show up again. You did the work. Okay, what else? Giving and receiving. Okay, yeah, so there is still this idea that you probably give too much. So what you need to be focusing on right now is, even though that karmic lesson, that karmic person, that person that truly does take advantage of how much you give is not going to show up in your life anymore to the extent that you've experienced it. There's still this idea that you have to truly focus more on how much you are giving every single day. Even to the people that you love that do treat you with love. Taking that time to give back to yourself. You don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't have to make everybody's day all the time. You don't have to be there to save everybody. This is a lesson I'm learning right now within myself, and I feel like I'm reading for people that are also going through very similar experiences as me, that we're on the same level, we're on the same like collective wave. So I got this card in the last reading I did, and I've had hit with this huge reality of how much I give because I just want to save everybody. It's been something ingrained in me as a child, so it's my inner child wound. And the best things happen when you don't. When you realize you don't. And like, even though I've been working on that, and I bet you have too, where you know that you've been too much of a giver and you try to give back to yourself, this is an ongoing process that continuously will remind us to give back, that we have to give back. So I've gone more quiet the last 3 days. Maybe I don't look as animated. Maybe I'm not doing as much as I could, because if I ever felt like I had the energy, I would. But it truly has made the energy in my room, even with my pets, like just better. That I've just taken it back a little bit. I've just maybe even like a little bit, not shut down, but just like, hey, like, you don't have to be, you know, everybody's shining armor, you know, like you'll know your own version of that. But like, this is nervous system regulation. Like, just, you don't have to be hyper aware of everybody's needs. You need things too. And it makes me actually emotional, because we as people that are light, working for the light, high vibrational, we just do this so easily because it's our purpose, it's ingrained in our DNA. But when we're in this 3D reality, we truly have to remember that we matter the most before we can give. And there's so many layers to that lesson. It's not just one and done. It's a consistent reminder. So just taking the next 3 days. I think 3 days is always this really beautiful, sacred amount of time that a lesson can fully be integrated and learned. To just take a step back a little bit. Even little things, like normally if you were to offer to buy a coffee for somebody, just don't. you know, like like shit like that. Like just don't. Just give it to you. Just be like, I'm here for me today. And that's beautiful. And then, you know, a little bit later when you start to just heal a little bit more, fill your own battery a little bit more, and then you can go back, you know. All right, this is the Isis Oracle deck. It's my favorite deck pretty much of all time. If you resonate with the goddess Isis, like, I recommend this deck so much, by Alana Fairchild or Fairchild. It's the shit. It's the shit. Yeah. Stay true and be in your power. Exactly. Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of divine authority. Stay true and be in your power. I'm getting, okay. Your power wants to be brought back to you, which is why this giving and receiving and the intricate lesson, like the level of detail, energy work that comes with this concept is so delicate, like, for you specifically. No one can tell you if you're giving too much or receiving too much, only you, because it's different for everybody. So when we start to master this idea of giving and receiving, it truly is about your power. And as people that work with energy and are trying to make this world a better place, this idea of discernment of our own battery of like giving and receiving is so important to focus on, and we'll constantly be reminded to pay attention to it again, because it's where our power lies. And so, like, the goddess Isis or whoever you believe in, just in general, source, your guides, your higher self, they want you to be in your power. So in the next 3 days, I would just advise, or, you know, in the week or whenever, to just focus on this concept of where am I giving too much and where am I not receiving enough, and like in everything, like the present, just truly, even to your pets. Are you giving them too much attention? Are you giving them too much credit? They'll be okay, and they actually respond better if you truly just let them realize, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna pet you because I want to pet you, but the second I'm feeling a little too tired, I'm just gonna walk away. And it's funny how they react. They're like, okay, chill, me too. Like, it's so funny. So yeah, the feminine, the divine feminine and the divine masculine want to be in balance. That's it. The divine feminine and the divine masculine want to be in balance, giving and receiving. Exactly. So just as a healer, as an energy worker, let's focus on this together for the next 3 days to a week or whenever, like I said. Knot of Isis, energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. Energetic stabilization. Yeah, it's just, I think that there's probably so much more to this card, but it's about energy. It's about being stable. It's about being grounded, like the red. It's about being strong and powerful in that knowing of the giving and the receiving. Yeah. Okay, this is my deck that I made of all these very random, intuitive symbols, codes, or just paragraphs that I've channeled. So let's see if anything, well, I'm gonna pick one card. Okay. Christ consciousness. This, I don't know if you're aware, but this isn't related to any religion. This is just an energy, Christ consciousness energy. It's just something that truly makes us feel in our power. It's divine light. and it needs to be, it's called, and it wants to be called back to this 3D planet because it brings a lot of treasure and gold for the collective. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go towards too heavy on that because, yeah. One more card. It's funny that came out though. A very triggering thing to talk about. I don't think for the people that are watching, if you're still here, but it's just funny. And then this card, I just pulled this for the last reading I did. It's a code that I made specifically that was the most energetically aligned, fluid, balanced code I've ever drawn. It just came out immediately, like it knew who it was. It was just so like refined. Like it was so, again, it knew who it was in its power. And I was talking about how the base chakra wants to be nourished so that this fear can either be purged, or that there's this fear that, or there was something in the base chakra that was taken from you that wanted to be brought back in order for there to be just like healing in the root chakra, so that this activation in power and confidence can be in the solar plexus, and that to help you fully feel like you truly know who you are, even more so than you already do, which will help bring this vision of what you want in your future into reality. And this code, I feel like, helps with that. It helps with bringing your power back. It helps with reminding you of how stable and beautiful your soul is and is constantly guiding you to be. All right. I think that's the message. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so deeply if you're here and on this journey with me. Thank you.